That old dark house that's usually at the end of a dimly lit street. The owners haven't been seen for years. No one really knows why. The windows are broken and boarded, and the shutters hang loose on their hinges. The trees have grown wild. Their branches brush against the sides of the weathering house, making strange noises in the night. There's a high vine-covered fence around the property. Is it there to keep somebody out? Or is it there to keep something inside? It's a house that people avoid walking past at night. Strange sounds come from within the wall. And it's said that eerie lights have been seen both in the attic windows and in the graveyard at the side of the house. Our story revolves around this mysterious mansion. One night not long ago, two teenagers were walking home from a date. The night was cool and lightning broke through the sky. The wind began to blow and the lightning cracked again. Thunder rolled across the heavens and changed this pleasant evening into a night to be remembered. Karen held Mike's hand tightly as they began to walk faster down that dark street. The lightning struck again and illuminated the front of the old mansion. It began to rain. Mike and Karen ran toward the old house, through the old iron gate, and onto the porch for protection. Protection? If only they had known.
Oh, Mike, look at that rain come down. We'll never get home on time.
Sure we will. It's not quite midnight. This old porch is going to keep us dry, though. Trying to get the front door open. No one lives here. We can wait inside until the storm's over.
Not me. I'm not going in that old house. I'd rather stay out here and get wet.
There. Come on, don't be afraid. I'll light a match. This house is still full of furniture. It's as though someone still lived here.
There's a candelabra, lights and candles.
Good evening.
Who said that?
When hinges creak in enormous chambers, and strange and frightening sounds echo through the halls. Whenever candlelights flicker, where the air is deathly still, that is the time when ghosts are present, practicing their terror with ghoulish delight. Welcome, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion. I am your host, your ghost host. Kindly step this way. There's no turning back now. You will not be harmed.
way to Varna. The Count cannot cross running water. We cannot leave the ship without being observed.
What you hear, Mina?
A whole week of waiting. Daily telegram from Lloyd.
Not yet reported. Not yet reported.
Believe the truth, never.
What kind of a devil is he? That you should cower and cringe before him?
Oh, you don't know.
Then why don't you divorce him? You love him, you never have.
He's never confessed to a divorce. He's told me so.
Then leave him anyway. Please, darling, come away with me. Come away to the other end of the earth. I'll make you happy, I swear. Everything we once hoped and dreamed together.
Oh, Renee, don't, please. You're only making me feel worse. As long as I'm his wife, I couldn't.
I suppose I knew that.
Look, night is closed in already. We've got...
Come here. I caught you then, you'd have fallen.
Oh, it's just nerves. I'll be all right. We've got to start for the village at once, Renee.
But you're in no condition to ever make it here. Do you realize how far it is?
Yes, but
Those mad dogs prowling in the blackness of the forest?
But I can't stay here.
Why not? You can have the bedroom upstairs. I'll sleep down here on the couch.
Do you think he'd ever believe this?
I have an idea. Why didn't I think of it before? Some friends of mine, an elderly couple, have a place down by the river. I'll take you there at dawn. They'll say you were here, you were there all the time.
You really think they will?
Positive, Eve. We were probably wrong about your husband knowing you were here. We just imagined things. Everything's going to turn out all right.
Renee!
What is it? What's the matter?
Oh, Renee! Oh, I had such a terrible nightmare. I woke up screaming.
Oh, why, you're actually trembling.
What time is it?
Well, as a matter of fact, we'd have had to get up soon anyway. It's just about dawn.
Well, then if you don't mind, I'll go back downstairs with you. I was killed. I dreamed that right before my eyes, the dog changed into the shadowy figure of a man.
No wonder you woke up screaming.
But that was only the beginning of the dream. It seemed to me that I woke up there in the bedroom upstairs, and the shadowy figure was leaning over me. I was so paralyzed with fright I couldn't move. And then I heard this thing go out of my room and close the door. And it seemed to me that I lay there in eternity, trying to scream but unable to utter sound. Finally, I found my voice.
Eve.
Rene, you do look ill. I hadn't noticed before how...
Eve, I had a strange dream, too. I also dreamed that a shadowy figure was moving about in here.
No!
Then I dreamed the figure went out. Barred the doors and windows from the outside.
Rene, look. The windows are barred.
Yes.
Quick, the door, test it.
Sylvie, can't be. True. The door is locked and barred from the outside. Whoever you are there, open the door!
We've got to get out of here. We've got to get out of here.
Well, I hope you're not frightened yet, because this isn't anything. Wait till you hear Bela Lugosi and John Carradine in the second week.
I've tried to keep silent about... Well, Victor, the day after we left England, I bought a newspaper.
Did you, Henry?
Yes, I saw this clipping on the front page. I couldn't very well miss it.
What clip?
This one. The horribly mangled remains of Professor Waldman was found on Beekman Hill. The identity of the unknown murderer is being sought by Scotland Yard.
Oh, Professor Waldman. I'd no idea.
Hadn't you?
No. What are you trying to say to me, Henry?
You're leaving England so suddenly that very night. Your fear of being discovered, the secret experiment. Well, it all seemed to add up to some kind of strange connection with this clipping. Now, if you're in trouble, Victor, you can depend on me. I'll stay by your side.
I'm not in trouble. I'm just tired, terribly tired.
And you know nothing of the professor?
Absolutely not.
He didn't come to our chateau then.
I told you he didn't then. Stop questioning me. We're out here, Bear.
Oh, I just had a horrible dream. Oh, darling, I'm so glad to see you.
Pale, Bear. Sit down right here next to me.
Oh, what happened, Bear?
I was walking in the woods not far from here when I looked up and saw a man. Sort of a man standing over me.
Well, men aren't so bad. That is, if you happen to know the right ones. And you do.
I'm not Joshua, Henry. He wasn't exactly a man. He was twice the height of anyone I've ever seen. His skin was like dried parchment. It's incredible, but I think I've seen a monster.
Monster?
Yes, I ran away. He didn't follow me. He just stared at me. Watching me. You believe me, don't you?
A monster stared after
Oh, look! Victor, through the trees right out there. Look! There he is again!
Yes. The monster stood there, silhouetted against the trees. The monster which I had created, standing like an evil blot of flesh and bone, moved in the darkening twilight. And then suddenly, phantom-like, it disappeared. Beth and Henry both watched me as I started from the piazza after the disappearing creature in the backwoods. As I drew near to the heavily wooded section, giant footprints in the soft mud about me showed the path ahead. The sun was sinking in the west, and the last orange pinpoints of light needled my flesh, until every sense within me was tingling with the expectations of seeing my living horror. Then I realized I was unarmed. Every crooked tree, each twisted branch which obstructed my path, appeared to be his fault. I heard heard the crackling of a branch and the moving of a form on the velvet moss.
I thought you'd come, Creator.
You...
Are you frightened, Creator?
you dare talk to me?
Please, don't turn away from me. Please,
Let me go.
I mean no harm to you. Listen to me, Victor Frankenstein. You must listen to me. You created me. You owe me that much.
I owe you nothing, murderer.
Why am I a murderer? Because you created a form so horrible, a face so distorted, that no man can look upon me and call me friend.
Doors started through the house, putting on every light that I could find. There's not much to search, but I searched thoroughly. The living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and even the garage. And all the time, the dread of looking where I knew at last I must look. For I think I knew from the very first time where I'd find it. In a full minute, I stood before that closet door. Then I opened it. She stood there rigid, her arms at her sides, her fingers extended like claws. Her hair was over her face, her eyes stared out of it. Her lips were drawn back in a grin like an animal at bay. For a moment I was frozen with the horror of it. I stretched out my hand. Very deliberately she turned her head and sunk her teeth until they met into the flesh of my forearm. I'd raised my hand to strike at her, but already she'd relaxed her hold and gone utterly limp. She would have fallen unless I'd caught her. Carried her to the bedroom and laid her on the bed. Strangely, at that moment my only thought was how I might revive her. Until I saw that it was not a faint, it was sleep that she'd fallen into. Sleep as deep and heavy as though she'd been drugged. And so I left her. But for me, that night, there was no sleep. Yes, Ellen? Oh, I got a little restless. Went out to make some coffee.
I had the most wonderful sleep. And I feel so rested.
Do you?
Jim,
What?
what's the matter with your arm?
Oh, I just heard it.
Oh, honey, it's terribly swollen. Let me see.
No, it's all right, Ellen.
Oh, it isn't all right. You've got to see Dr. Wesley right away.
Sure, I will.
No, now you promised me, Jim, that you'll go the first thing this morning. What happened?
Why, there was a dog.
Dog?
Yeah, I heard him trying to chew through the screen door.
Studied the first part of this record and understand everything that I have told you.
Didn't even wake up?
No, Ellen, you didn't even wake up. It was clear to me that Ellen knew nothing of what had transpired the night before. I went to my office that morning and made a pretense of going over routine business, only to restore my mind to some semblance of calm by the sight and sound of common familiar things. Pain in my arm had become a persistent, dull throbbing. I made a late appointment with Dr. Wesley. He treated my arm with something of an arched eyebrow. He said, I did so, there was hopeless. So, alone in that empty house, I waited. Powerless, helpless now. Dead, thoughts will, empty as the house itself. Save only for the overwhelming sense of a terrible foreboding. Sometime in the early hours of the morning, I snapped on the radio.
of us died to meet you.
Madame Leota, the medium who was chanting the plaintive incantations, was quite unique. She was truly a disembodied spirit, a mere talking head inside a misty crystal ball. As she invoked the spirits, objects floated about the room in response to her supplication.
Serpents and spiders, tail of a rat, call in the spirits wherever they're at. Rat quality, time to respond. Send us a message from somewhere beyond. Goblins and ghoulies from last Halloween, awaken the spirits with your tambourine. Odes and on. Let there be music from regions beyond. Wizards and witches, wherever you dwell, give us a hint by ringing the bell.
Something's moving there in the corner.
There's another one.
We must leave this cozy little circle. Pulses and synthetic vibrations, and they are beginning to materialize.
The ghost host led Mike and Karen through another doorway and onto a balcony overlooking a grand hall. Cobwebs were thin. It seemed to be a birthday party. When the birthday ghost blew out the candles on a cake, several other ghosts disappeared. They reappeared when the ghost inhaled again. There was an elderly lady rocking in the room. When she rocked forward, she disappeared. When she rocked back, she too reappeared. Several ghosts were playing on the chandelier over the massive dining room. Others were waltzing while an organist played a hauntingly friendly.
This is crazy. I don't believe what I see. Why did we ever come in this house?
There's a door at the end of the balcony. Come on. Watch your step. The rain's made everything slippery.
The candles went out.
Just leave them. We're outside now. Everything's going to be okay. There's some steps down at the far end.
But they lead to the graveyard.
Come on, it's the only way.
Our adventurous pair descended the steps to the ground level and began their walk through the private burial ground, trying to find their way out of this living nightmare. They passed an old caretaker holding a lantern, too frightened to speak. His dog was cowering at his feet.
And begin to vocalize when we lost all this
Suddenly, she grabbed the bird and held it as tightly as she could. "Let me go," screamed the bird. "Let me go." But Rowena would not let go. "First, you must promise to grant my wish, old witch," she cried. Then the witch knew she had been tricked. She twisted and turned and tried to escape, but Rowena held her tightly. "Let me go! Let me go!" Suddenly, the angry witch turned herself into a huge dog. "Let me go," said the dog, "or I will eat you up." But Rowena would not let go. Then the angry witch turned herself into a terrible monster. "Let me go," said the monster, "or I will turn you to stone." But Rowena would not let go. Then the witch turned herself into a lion. She turned herself into a giant. She turned herself into a huge rat. But Rowena would not let